When I lived in Portugal, I often mixed English and Portuguese without even realising. I might say, I'm going to the padaria to buy some pão, but everyone understood me perfectly. My colleagues did it too. And at home with my bilingual son, it was completely natural. Now, I want to ask you, have you ever had pupils who mix languages like this? Maybe starting a sentence in English and finishing it in their own language? That's translanguaging. And it's not a mistake. It's actually a really powerful tool. Translanguaging is when learners use all of their languages together to make meaning and to learn. In a multilingual classroom, that means pupils don't have to leave their languages at the door. They can use what they already know to help them learn more English. Now, some teachers worry, but if they're speaking another language, aren't they learning less English? Actually, research shows the opposite. When learners are allowed to use their L1 to think, brainstorm, or clarify, they often learn English faster and with more confidence. You don't need to speak your learners' languages to make it work. You just need to create space for it in your classroom. Strategy number 1 is brainstorm first, share in English. Imagine you're teaching a topic like climate change. Instead of asking pupils to jump straight into English, let them brainstorm their ideas in whatever language they feel most comfortable with. They can jot down notes, discuss with a partner, or even use their phone to collect key words. Then, when it comes time to share with the class, the rule is feedback in English. This way, learners have already done the thinking in their strongest language, so they're more confident expressing their ideas in English. Strategy number 2 is label diagrams bilingually. This works brilliantly in subjects like science and geography, but also in language lessons. You give pupils a diagram, again, like the water cycle or body parts, and let them label it as much as they can in English, but they can also add labels in any other language they know. And what happens? Suddenly, they're making connections between English and their other languages. This not only makes vocabulary more memorable, it also shows learners that their languages are valuable in the classroom. And strategy number 3 is one of my favourites, speed writing with L1 gaps. Ask pupils to write a short text in English, maybe about their weekend or their favourite hobby. The rule is they should write as quickly as they can, without stopping to worry about vocabulary. If they don't know a word in English, they just drop it in their own language. For example, on Saturday I went to the mercado with my friends and bought some fruta. Then, working with a partner, they look back at the text and decide together what the best English words would be. It becomes a bridge between the languages. They're practicing English, but without losing momentum or confidence. So why does translanguaging work? Well, here are the big benefits. First, it helps learners understand difficult concepts by letting them process ideas in their strongest language before expressing them in English. Second, it builds confidence. They don't freeze or feel stuck when they can't find the English word straight away. Third, it makes vocabulary stickier by linking English to what they already know. And finally, it encourages collaboration. Pupils can support each other across languages, even if they don't share the same one. And here's the key takeaway. You don't need to speak your pupils' language to use translanguaging. Your job is to create opportunities where they can bring their full linguistic repertoire into the classroom, while still keeping English at the centre. Multilingual classrooms aren't a problem to solve. They're an opportunity to make learning richer and more inclusive and more effective. So why not try just one of these strategies in your next lesson? Brainstorming in their first language, bilingual labels, or speed writing, and see how your learners respond. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with a colleague who teaches EAL pupils. My name's Jane Maria Harding de Rosa, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried translanguaging in your classroom? What happened? See you next time. Bye!